What's up, you guys? Chet Guthrie, the Dream Poet here, coming to you all with another fun-filled vlog here in the state of Florida. And today, guys, we are somewhere very special. It might just look like a park, but it is not just any park. It is none other than Tom Petty Park. And if I'm not mistaken, that photo of this legendary rock icon is from, well, darn the torpedoes. I can't really say the other word because Google would demonetize my video in the future. But yes, this is Tom Petty Park. You see, where we are right now, we are not far from the childhood home of Tom Petty. You see, here in Gainesville, this was Tom Petty's stomping grounds, where he would go to school, where he and the band Mudcrutch would later become Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, which that's another thing. We might try to visit where Mudcrutch used to play. Historically, it was at a farm down one of the roads here in Gainesville. I tried finding it one time and really didn't have a lot of luck on finding it, but today we're gonna see if we can't change that. But for the time being, in terms of rock history, rock legends, we are on hallowed ground. So without further ado, let's check out Tom Petty Park. Since Tom Petty grew up not far from here, it was at this park that he used to play a lot at as a child. You see, it was on October 20th of 2018 when this park was renamed in honor of the late great Tom Petty. You see, October 20th, that would have been his 68th birthday. Now, if anyone who hasn't kept up with the day that Tom Petty passed away, it was in October of 2017 that, well, Tom Petty was found. He wasn't responsive. And, well, he was pronounced dead later on that same evening. Now, granted, there were a lot of inaccuracies, a lot of he said, she said kind of stuff within, that is beautiful by the way, within the news industry on whether he was still living, was he on life support, was he really gone, until, well, the news came out. But it was just an overall really sad day. Now, what had happened is this all sprang from a bad hip that, well, kept on going. And, well, I really don't want to spare any more information to that because, quite honestly, Tom Petty was my hero and his music meant a lot to me. So in the meantime, I think we're gonna check out some of these murals. And if I'm not mistaken, this does look like a racquetball court. Racquetball, tennis. Huh, no stereo. But, huh, if only I knew how to play racquetball. And there we have a cougar. Now, as I was saying, Tom Petty's childhood home is not far from Tom Petty Park. Quite honestly, it's only about like a 3-minute walk. So, if y'all want to check out some really cool rock history, especially if you're coming down here, or say to Disney or Universal, sorry, that's not for this video. Anyway, but if you're down here, you're going to some of the parks down here in Florida, this is a really interesting roadside attraction to check out. You know, and I almost wonder if all of this pavement was here during Tom Petty's childhood. Probably not, because Tom Petty, he was born somewhere in the 60s, well, 50s. 50s, I believe. So it probably would not have been here. There's school right there. But we're finally coming up on it. But first, check out that very interesting piece of artwork right there. That is very interesting. And dude, that is the coolest mailbox ever. Dude, it's a dragon. It was down this road that a great adventure began. Tucked away in a little home lived a man, or I should say a boy, that would become legendary. And everyone, this is the home of Tom Petty. Yes, it was at this original house that Tom Petty played. And you gotta think, even in his formative years, going up to when he and his band moved out to California, you gotta think how many times he played at the farm with his band, how many times he played at the park not much farther down the road, or a very special moment that happened that I think really ignited this man's dreams. You see, Tom Petty, his aunt and his uncle took him to see Elvis while he was filming Chase That Dream in Ocala, Florida. And a young Tom Petty, he would meet the legendary Elvis. And to be honest, I think that's what struck the passion within this hero. Someone who is my absolute favorite. And again, I say, his music has always meant a lot to me. So Tom Petty, I know you're sitting on a cloud somewhere in heaven, and you are watching this moment all the way from up there. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the wonderful music you gave. Thank you for the lives you touched. And I thank you that one day I will get to meet you. Tom Petty, thank you. And having said that, I want to tell you all about what happened to me the day I found out Tom Petty was, well, found unresponsive. You see, of all things, I was still going to the University of Tennessee as a UT student. I was sitting in my economics class. I was just having an overall bad day in general. I remember first hearing that my childhood store, Toys R Us, had filed for bankruptcy. Kind of hit me in the childhood. literally. And then I see in the news that Tom Petty was found unresponsive. And that just broke me. Like, I know it's happened to everyone at some point, but sometimes in our lives we feel something that will just crush us. Sometimes it's with family, sometimes it's, well, with a situation like this. Because Tom Petty's music has really meant a lot. I'll go all the way back to when I had some family issues way back, actually about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was not doing well. I was contemplating a lot of things that are quite dark, self-harm, and I just remember while I was working and looking at my photography before I ever got as good as I am now, I put on a song that from Tom Petty up until that I really didn't know anything about, and that was Learning to Fly. That one just absolutely struck a chord with me. And quite honestly, to this day, when I am sad, when I am feeling a sense of grief, when I feel like the entire world is tearing me apart, I think about that song. Learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. And coming down is going to be the hardest thing. But you know, I think it's songs like that and the way how Tom Petty has touched the lives of so many people that has really affected so many lives. And so you guys, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to try and find the farm where Mudcrutch originally began. So, let's do it. I had trouble finding it, and I wasn't really having a whole lot of luck. But you all might see a Social Security office right in front of me. But this is still hollowed ground. You see, this is where famed rock lounge bar Dub's Lounge used to sit. And Dub Lounge, that is where Tom Petty and Mudcrutch played for their early years. Yes, I wish the government hadn't have taken it, but you know what? It's still hollowed ground. You gotta think that on this site is where Tom Petty and his band spread forth their wings and flew. Now, the other park, the barn, I really couldn't find it, but there are a few photos here right now. But all in all, I guess really, they're just lost to time. Now you guys, that's gonna be my vlog for today. I had to see this hollowed ground where legend Tom Petty played. A man that was very instrumental, a very, very legendary artist. I wish he hadn't left this world so soon. Well, then again, he was about 66. So, I mean, he still had a pretty good long life, but you know what I think? I think he could have lived longer. Well, I don't know. I don't know. He was my hero. So, you guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. That'll keep you in the loop on daily content on my life here in the state of Florida. Yes, Florida. Remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Always means a lot. It goes to show that y'all care. I love you all very much. Vlog Over.